Slender Man is a fictional character that originated in an internet meme created by Victor Surge in 2009. The cryptid has no confirmed backstory or origin, which has contributed to his appeal and allure. While the creature started off as just a joke on the internet, reports of people seeing or encountering Slender Man in real life have been documented around the world. Whether the claims are true or not, what would you do if you were to come face to faceless with this being? Today, we'll be teaching you how to survive an encounter with this creepiest of the pastas. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. Don't think, don't believe. Creatures like Slenderman come to life through a process known as the tulpa effect, which is popular in Buddhist cultures. What this means is that if a large number of people believe in something, it will eventually come true. Furthermore, the more people who believe in it, the stronger it also gets. If enough people stop believing in Slenderman, he'd eventually disappear from our world entirely. This same idea was used by the character Nancy in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Refusing to acknowledge the existence of Freddy Krueger allowed her to make him fizz out of reality. So, your safest bet is to simply pull a Nancy and just don't believe in the concept of the Slenderman. This may not be an effective process though, since just because you stop believing doesn't mean that others did too. Don't be afraid. Like many cryptids, Slenderman feeds upon your emotions. Being scared will just make it stronger as it feeds off the negative energy you produce. However, it's not as easy as it sounds. It's easy to say that you shouldn't be afraid of the guy, but it's a whole other story when it's chasing you through the woods as you're scrambling to complete its game. To help you out on that front, you can use a variety of illegal drugs like antidepressants to keep your mood up and not succumb to your fears. Alternatively, you can also simply get rid of your emotions through a lobotomy, but it's generally a bad idea to shove an ice pick up your nose into your brain, though it is a small price to pay for getting out with all your limbs still intact. We'll leave this one up to you. Travel in groups. Slender Man doesn't attack people in groups. We're not sure if this is because he's not strong enough to take care of multiple people at once, or simply because he likes to commit to one victim at a time. It's no secret that being a part of a larger group increases your chances of survival in pretty much every situation, and Slender Man is no exception. Even by some freak chance of fate, you do end up coming across this. Despite being surrounded by people, you still have a chance of escaping. Remember, if you and your friends are being chased by Slender Man, you don't have to outrun him, you just have to outrun your friends. Don't go looking for him. This should go without saying, but if you don't want to get killed by the Slender Man, don't put yourself in a situation where you can get killed by the Slender Man. It has already been established that this creature has no known weaknesses. It is impossible to kill him, and he cannot be pushed back like a vampire by a cross. Put away your guns and explosives. They won't be helping you out in this scenario, unless of course you ever have to take the easy way out. Everyone that has ever survived an encounter with the being has done so by either surviving long enough that he loses interest in them, or they complete his game and escape. So don't go looking for trouble and you won't find it. Get ready to run. The one thing that you want to have if you are running away from something is the ability to be able to run from something effectively. If you're gonna be huffing and puffing after a few minutes, then you're gonna be easy pickings for the Slender Man. Bon appetit. Next up on the menu, you. Build up your stamina, because if there's one thing that every Slender Man story has in common, it's that you'll be running for quite a while. Always make sure you're wearing loose clothes and shoes so that you're always ready for a surprise appearance. You don't want to get stuck getting chased by him in skinny jeans or high heels, that's for sure. Know your surroundings. Slender Man can come for you at any time, at any place. That's what makes him so terrifying. You never know when you're gonna get attacked, so make sure that you're ready to react to whatever he has in store for you. Always make sure you're in rooms with multiple exits and have a large area to move around in. Even if you're in a restroom, make sure to keep a window open in case you need to climb out. It also helps not to accidentally wander into a dead end. Stick to public places like parks and supermarkets so that you can not only run away in the opposite direction, but are also surrounded by people to keep Slender Man away. Another way to stay safe is to stay away from any forests, as it seems old Slendy likes to hide out in places like these. Always be on the move. Keep as much distance as you can between yourself and the cryptid. Don't stay in one place for too long and allow it to catch up to you. Live out of your car if you have to, but make sure that you move frequently and always to places with a high population density. Alternatively, you can invite your friends on a cross-country road trip so you not only have to have other people around you at all times, but you have an excuse to keep moving from one place to another. Spending quality time with friends and escaping a demonic entity who wants to consume your soul sounds like a good deal to us. Play the game. If you don't want to keep running away from Slender Man, then there's only one other way to escape his cold clutches. Play his game. Choosing this option will teleport you to a forest somewhere in the world in the middle of the night. Armed with only a flashlight, you have to find 8 pieces of paper with notes scribbled on them by Slender Man's unfortunate victims. Sounds easy enough, right? Wrong. While you're running around looking for these pieces of paper, Slender Man will be taking up the task of the Seeker, chasing you through the woods and the broken down abandoned houses you may stumble across. The game begins when you pick up the first piece of paper, and every time you find another, our demonic friend will become more and more aggressive in its hunt. This is where all that cardio training will come in handy, as you'll be running around looking for all 8 pieces for quite some time. Slendy won't make this game easy for you after all. Find the pages. Keeping in mind that the game begins when you pick up the first piece of paper, don't. We're not saying you should wait till sunrise to continue. That's never going to happen, as this place will forever be plunged in darkness of the night. What we mean is that before the game begins, first find the locations of all the pieces of paper and chart a course between all of them, keeping in mind the most effective and and quickest way to reach all of them. Once you're done with this step, it is now safe to start the game. Don't get too ahead of yourself though, because knowing the locations of every piece of paper doesn't mean that you've won this game. It was Slender Man who put those pages there after all, so he knows where they are as well. Keep him in your sights. Much like the weeping angels from Doctor Who, Slender Man also doesn't move when he's in your line of sight. However, unlike a weeping angel, he can still corrupt your mind if you stare at him for too long. Keep looking at him for too long, and suddenly you'll find yourself unable to move, frozen in spot, as Slendy makes its way over to you to put an end to the game. So if you want to survive the game, every time you come across him, make sure to only keep him in your peripheral vision so that he can't use his mind control on you. Once you find 5 pages, Slenderman will start to make a lot more appearances around you, so make sure that you don't get scared and lose focus. Your life's on the line. Once you find all 8 pages, congratulations! You've officially survived. Give yourself a pat on the back, as no one else is going to believe anything you're going to tell them anyway. Plus, you don't want to end up in a loony institute right after all that effort you went through. We'd still recommend buying a lottery ticket though. You never know. That's a wrap for this video. How would you beat Slenderman? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one!